I was new videotaping. Take 2. Okay. I sanitized everything. I put down a surface. You can kind of see a sanitized surface. I unwrapped the syringe and the needle, and I attached the needle to the syringe, and this is just used to take out the IgG from the bottle. It's Cuvitru, 20% IgG, so all y'all out there that are donating plasma, thank you, because this means the world to me, and I know others too. It keeps us healthy and in certain extreme cases alive. Keeps us from getting nasty diseases and going into the hospital. So I'm very grateful. Wounds that I'd had for decades healed after I started this. Things that just would never heal, and I always tried to tell my doctors about it, and I think, they're told to not look for outliers, and sometimes when you're an outlier, you get ignored for decades. So finally had a doctor believe me and test me, and turns out I had CVID and possibly caused by multiple myeloma, or the multiple myeloma might have been caused by the CVID. We don't really know. But that was almost a year ago. So it's been an interesting year. I had never poked myself with a needle before. Now I have many times. Brendan always did our shots. We did in vitro 3 times, and I was always too scared to give myself my shots. Oh man. Plus it just felt good to have someone there with you. So I guess I'm just unwrapping these. It kind of helps to get things set out in the right places. You'll end up with lots of baggies that are a great size to store stuff in. Although I haven't done anything with them, but I have been saving them, so. The Tegaderm, so I'll show you my belly. Today I'm infusing on my belly. Lately I've been doing it in my back. You're supposed to switch around. The 2 places I only like are my belly and back, but everybody's different. We all have different bodies, and a lot of people like their legs. I don't. Seems to stay there longer for me. Plus, I don't know, I'm a little embarrassed to have big old blobs on my on my leg. So popped off the cap, and later on we'll be using this Freedom 60. Super expensive, just a clicky little thing, not motorized, just has a little pressure. It pushes out the Cuvitru. So you just turn it off. Yeah, we wind it up. And that's ready. So, I'm on my knees. My knees are a little sore. I always get nervous when I pull this huge needle out. Yeah, we all do it differently. Brennan has some neat technique, and he's done this a lot more than me. But then you just, I think, he pushes air into it so it just comes out. Well, it's too late for that, because otherwise you got all this pressure. I don't know if you can even hear that. It's coming out. And I usually do stick out my tongue when I think or do something complicated. I mean, you want to be careful, because this stuff is like, what, $10,000? More expensive than my first car by like 10 times, 12 times. I think my first car was like $350. Anyways. Come on, Cuvitru. Lots of bubbles today. It's coming. There last drop that someone donated for you. Thank you, Billy, Bob, Mary, Sue, Johnny, Abe, and Joseph. My brothers used to do plasma donations, so thank you. There's 8 grams. There's my needle. I try not to poke myself with because I have done that before. Second one's always a little harder. Yeah, that's what Brendan does. I think he, you know what? I think I added air once and then it squirted all over me. That's why I don't do it that way. You learn what works best for you. The 1 gram's a little tricky. Seems to be coming out pretty good today, though. Come on, little cells. Call them immunogoblins. I don't know. When you have to do stuff you don't want to do, you try to have fun with it because you don't really have any other choice but to do it. So you might as well enjoy it. There we go. You try to get the air out. You stick that back on because you don't want to poke yourself. I'm probably making people really nervous. And then it pops off. And then we have a sharps container because you always want to dispose of that in a sharps container. So I should have got the lid off. This is why you prepare. You want to get these little lids off first. And then I always forget which one's the male and female part. There we go. And this is what brings it to my little body. Well, and then we've got the next one, and so mine goes into 2 different locations. Just a lot easier. One location, this big, the first time I had 1 location, and it was this massive bubble. And I looked in the mirror and I started jumping up and down, and it was a balloon. It was like a water balloon. Anyways, it was just sloshing around. So anyways, this is what goes in. I have had lidocaine. I put it in 2 different places. Just makes it easier. I've done it without lidocaine. Kind of hurts for the first 20 seconds. Not for very long, but I don't know. I think sometimes it's better to do things that are painless if you can. The 2 sites, little needles. So, Tegaderm holds it in place. You want to sanitize every step you get. Should have brought a chair because it's going to be complicated. So everything is set out. Oh, Band-Aids. I need Band-Aids. I'll get those while I'm infusing because once you pop it off, sometimes it squirts out of you a little bit and you want to cover that up. I don't really have a great chair, but okay, I'll show you really quick. Today's in my belly, which seems to grow with each infusion and not go back down. I mean, it eventually kind of goes back down, but I think I put on 15 pounds, 20 pounds, 20 pounds. But I'm getting healthy. And maybe when my body kind of finds homeostasis, all the cells that have been neglected for so long get their juice, things might go back. So let's see. Next, so I'm gonna tie up my shirt so it doesn't get in the way. Yes, there's my belly. Sorry, Mom, you don't want to see this. The first time I'd ever poked myself with a needle was while I was in Italy this year. I had this amazing last-minute trip to Italy. Someone decided not to go. It was with UTPB, and